All right, what's up, guys? So I wanted to. It's been a minute since I was did the updated my on my way to 100K videos. So I wanted to get on here and make sure that I was able to do that because I've had a lot of life happenings going on lately. Um, I had a child, and getting ready to move to Oklahoma. So a lot of stuff going on. But we're here. So the main thing I wanted to do was get on here because what I was doing was going by month to month, updating you on my sales and how it's going. And for the last few months, it has not been going well. I will tell you that. Um, but we're still here. We're still rolling. The thing that's killing me the most, I think, is just my inventory. My inventory is really low right now, and and I think that's the biggest problem I'm having. And so right now I'm trying to shift that and just buying, as Joji and Victor would say, 10 books a day. I'm just trying to get that back up onto that and going. I will dive into the numbers real fast just so you can see exactly where I'm at. Here, hold on one second here. There I am. All right. So I will dive into the numbers. We'll separate. We'll do the custom date range. We'll go April 1st, April 30th. And we'll see it. So for the month, you can see I made $3,934 in April. Obviously, this is almost the end of May right now, so I am definitely behind. But you can see that my estimated payout would be about $2,400. Gross profit $723. But when you break it all down, take all the expenses, all the cogs, all the everything out, I end up with negative $75. And I did have someone comment the other day that was saying, like, you're doing a lot of work for not a whole lot of payoff. And he's right. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Right now I am, and I'm not making a lot of money, as you can see. I mean, I'm in the negative for a whole month. My expenses is outpaced my profits. But what I will say is, number one, I'm documenting my journey. I want to be able to look back on this time once I've gone someplace, and once I'm actually making tons of money in this business in the future. I want to be able to look back at these videos and be like, dang, I made it. Coming from there. Um, that's number one. Number two is, this is a seasonal business, and I want to be able to show people that you're not always going to have crazy good months with this business. This business is uh, textbooks heavy, really, really August and January heavy, and then as well as Christmas heavy. Christmas books as well is really good. There are other seasons in there that could do well, but they don't do as well as those three seasons. So your main seasons are going to be August, September range, and then December to January range. So for me, what I've been trying to do is I'm buying a ton of books for those seasons right now, not necessarily for right now. And that is another reason why, I think I've got 800, almost 900 books in inventory right now, which, isn't bad, but a lot of them are geared towards those seasons. You know what I'm saying? They're not for right now. And so that's why I'm not getting a lot of sales. Um, we can look in a little deeper here, and you can also see that my expenses is kind of high. It's $798 for all of my expenses. And this is all what it breaks down to. My A2X, which is my accounting software to bring over my Amazon expenses into my QuickBooks to make it all seamless. I have my Amazon Mexico subscription comes out if I don't make sales in there, which I hardly ever do. I wish I could take that off, but I can't. Um, And then I did pull out a loan, so I'm paying interest on that, $74 a month. Book mine is $159 a month. Central Virginia Prep, which is well worth this cost right here. But last in April, it cost me $220. It's going to actually be more this month in May. I do pay for ChatGPT because I like to be able to put my my Google spreadsheet in there and have it create the sales for me, so it makes things very seamless and easy. And I do get a ton of worth out of that. eBay shipping label I had to return. I had to handle. I did need to pay for Microsoft Excel because Victor's new sourcing method, not, I guess tracking method more than sourcing method, it requires Microsoft Excel, and I didn't have it, and I kind of needed it anyways for other purposes. Next insurance, if you're doing 10K or more in a single month in a year, because that's all I did, you're gonna need Next insurance for Amazon. And then, of course, QuickBooks is $65. So that breaks down my expenses. So obviously, if I could get this number lower, that would be better. But I'm on a mission to have all of my my tracking, like all of my expenses tracked, all of my accounting on point, and it's getting there. But I don't really want to mess with this until August comes. And once I see the profits from August, then I can start making, decisions and stuff. So we're still in there. Obviously, it's not great. I'm doing negative margins, negative ROI for the month. But like I said, it's not. This isn't the season. Once the season comes, once August comes, then I can start making decisions like based on those numbers of what I can do for the rest of my months and everything. Christian Botha says your profits still seem high. Waiting for textbook season. Yes, Christian, I am definitely waiting for textbook season. Textbook season is, it's the lifeblood of this whole business. If you're getting into this, that is what your main goal should be, is build for that time, because the numbers they go crazy during that time, and it's an exciting time, and I can't wait for it to get here. But you got to go through these low months in order to get there, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The margins are crazy, but sometimes you go through months like this where it sucks, and I think here, let's look for the last. If we look at the last month to date, last month, 2 months. Yeah, let's look at the last few months. Last few months, I've been in negatives. Besides February, I believe. Yeah, February, I made a good profit. But the last few months, it's been in the negatives. Christian also says, I don't like relying on textbooks. Rare books and smaller should sustain you. Oh, yeah? What's your year profit so far? I don't know. Let's check it out. Custom range. I definitely do need to get to where I'm a little more spread out with everything, but I'm really wanting to lean into the seasonal thing this year. Let's see. So for the year, we're at 27,900. It looks like, break it all the way down to the net profit, we're at 2,698, which most of that came from January, guaranteed. Are you over 1,000 books? No, I am not over 1,000 books. Christian asked if I'm over 1,000 books in inventory. I am not. I believe I am. I don't really have a way to look that up real fast. Oh, I guess right here. I am. Oh, right here. I was already on it. I believe I'm at like 870 something active. Yeah, 876 active books right now, which that will pop up because I just sent in a ton of books. I'm hoping to get into like the 950, somewhere in there. Something seems off. That is a huge loss, or ROI rather. Yeah, maybe. I don't know for sure. Don't really know how to break it down completely. The accounting process for me is not completely on point yet. Trying to get there that this year, to where I can explain all of my expenses, and or I guess I can explain my expenses, but I can't explain my differences in my ROI and margin and stuff. Because right now my margin is about 9.66 and ROI is 24.49 for the year. Is my repricer on? Yes. Be cool. Actually, right here, I was just updating it today. I do want to know more about the Aura repricer. I've been hearing more about it, but I have no idea about it. I've only been using Be Cool since I started this process. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was mainly my offer count, because I've only at 876. I was thinking maybe that's it, or maybe I mean I'm got a good wide. This is because a shipment just came in, so I have to update everything for all my shipment crap. But I've got a good like spread between my min and max, so I'm doing better with that. I had it kind of a little tight for a long time, but I just now recently started going up. You think Christian says he thinks that they are very similar, the Aura and Be Cool. And right now, like, I'm not doing the AI repricer. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm doing the $50 a month, and I paid for the year, so I'm getting a little bit off of that. But I'm doing just like the manual repricing, and I did the AI for a little bit, and I didn't really see a huge difference on it. So, but always down to try something new. But anyways, that's my April for the year, or for the month. I did want to go over that just because I was trying to get to where I'm going over each month what my profit is, and what my sales are. That way you can kind of see the difference, what you're going to be expecting during these months. You can't expect it to be too crazy right now. There is no limitation on how many books you can reprice. Yes, there is, but I think it's like a crazy big number. I can't remember. But yeah, there is a limitation, but it's not anywhere close to where I'm at. The AI repricer, there is like several different limitations. I think with the $50 one that I have, I can do like 10 of these AI repricers, which makes no sense for books. So yeah, it's not really feasible for that. But anyways, the April for me, it's usually like last year I was going up right now. So my sales are more down than they have been. Like last year, my sales started like creeping up. It went really down in February, and then March it popped up a little bit, and then April it really popped up, and then May it really popped up. But May I have not been seeing much of a turnaround this month either. Like you can see, my sales are not like crazy much higher from April to May. But it is what it is, I guess. We're working on it, we're working on it, trying to get there. And like I said, like I'm buying right now mainly for let's see if I can bring that up, for my textbook season coming up, trying to get more into the seasonal thing, as of right now at least. My thing got all redded out. I hate when that happens. Anyways, don't know why it's all red. Something happened. But last few days, I've been trying to going down to the little bit lower prices. As you can see, today I bought 10 books and I only spent $108, and that's I'm trying to really up my inventory more than anything with the last few days, just because I'm hoping that'll change things around. Have you changed how you are buying and becoming more conservative? Christian asks, have you changed how you are buying and become more conservative? become more conservative, as in like the being like just only buying the better profit books? Is that what you're saying? I've been buying, what I would say pretty good books. Like we'll just look at this one, because I'm looking at, for the last, like I said, last few days I've been trying to buy more volume, like a lot more quantity of books, while spending less money on each book. So like these books, like obviously it's not going to sell super fast, but it's, I bought it for, what did I buy it for? $10. And we've got sales up here in the 30s, up here in the 50s, 40s. And historically it's sold right around, I'd say the average price is about 30-ish. Maybe a little bit lower, but I'm hoping to be able to get it sold for like 30, 35, somewhere in there. Um, let's look at another one here. CDT. And yes, you're talking about more profit. Yes, I am. I mean, I'm definitely buying across the board different types of books and stuff. Like this one was definitely, I guess the last few ones haven't been very quick sellers, but we got the lowest ones that I can find right now, where I'm like spending less than $10, and buying at 36, and being able to sell at about 30-ish, 35, somewhere in there. That's my kind of goal right now. But it's not, kind of go, because like back, if you go up just last week right here, see I'm spending 102 on this book. Let's take a look at it. Seems like long game. I think around 30K in inventory is a sweet spot. Yeah, 30K in inventory would be nice. Working to, I've got like mix of books. Like as you see, I've got, prices where I'm high on some books, but just last few days I'm trying to sprinkle in some books that are, that will increase my inventory a little bit, so I can get some sales up a little bit. Like this book right here is obviously a seasonality book, probably college-ish looking, but spent 102 on it, thinking I could probably get this sold for around the 200 price, somewhere in there, because it looks like, or maybe 160. And I mean, we get that sold at 160, which I feel like that's a conservative price. It's $22 a profit, making something. But yeah, that's kind of the books that I've been going for. But it, like I said, I want to get a mix. I don't want to get all these high selling books, because in my mind, I'm thinking about like a purchaser. If I'm going on to Amazon, it's a lot harder for me to spend, especially if I don't need it for a textbook. If I need it for a textbook, you gotta spend what you gotta spend. But if I'm just, buying a book to buy a book, it's a lot harder for me to spend, $60, $70 and higher on a book, comparative to, buying $30, $40 book. Like I can buy a $30, $40 book any day. $70 book is kind of going to be kind of hard for me to do that. But yeah, most of these books up here are going to be seasonal, but just last few days I've been looking at like kind of all of them. Christian says, my goal is 10K profit, which means at least selling 30K a month, which is a huge volume. Have you tried eBay to Amazon? Oh yeah, I buy eBay to Amazon as much as possible. Anymore, I wasn't there for a while because I was scared of, what do you call that? Not having a receipt. I was scared of that, not having a receipt. But I feel like now I'm like, feel like I'd be fine to do it. So I've been buying eBay to Amazon quite a bit, trying to do like the sniping thing where I go on to the auctions, trying to grab them and stuff like that. Haven't had too great of success with the auctions. My main buying is from A2A. That's why I buy like, I'd say like 90% of my books. Let's see, 13, 14. Yeah, this one I bought at $13. Can probably sell for around the 40s range. Yeah, good ROI on that one. But yeah, right now I'm waiting for textbook season. I probably should have done a little bit better in the spreading it out and buying a little bit more books for the off season type of thing. But I'm wanting to leverage the seasonal thing more. But all right, that's about it. I just wanted to get on here and talk about my April season or April month. That way I don't miss it, And then now I'm gonna talk about May here as soon as I can. Christian, thanks for talking, and thanks for watching, everybody else. And we'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.